Where would you assess where we are today in beating COVID-19?
Well, sadly, the virus itself, particularly the variant called Omicron, is a type of vaccine. That is, it creates both B-cell and T-cell immunity. And it's done a better job of getting out to the world population than we have with vaccines. If you do sero surveys in African countries, you get well over 80% of people have been exposed either to the vaccine or to various variants. And so, what that does is it means the chance of severe disease, which is mainly associated with being elderly and having obesity or diabetes, those risks are now dramatically reduced because of that infection exposure. And it's sad we didn't do a great job on therapeutics. Only here, 2 years in, do we have a good therapeutic. Vaccines, it took us 2 years to be in oversupply. Today, there are more vaccines than there is demand for vaccines.
So that sounded like pretty good news to me on natural immunity, as far as I can tell. But what's confused me is let's look at what Mr. Gates actually said here. Why does he prefix that with sadly? If I'd been saying something similar, I would have said I'm happy that, or pleased that, or, well, in actual fact, I'm delirious, delighted, ecstatic about this, because it means that billions of people around the world are being protected from severe disease by natural immunity to the virus, particularly Omicron, and now, as we might see, we'll see how we go for time today, but particularly Omicron BA2. So a bit confused by that. So just to mark this briefly, sadly, we'll give that a question mark. I'm not sure why he said sadly. But the variant called Omicron is a type of vaccine, creates both B and T cell immunity. Hallelujah. It's done a better job of getting out into the world and the population than we have. Very much true. The doctors we talk to in Uganda, of course, say that basically now no one's getting sick. Omicron has spread throughout the whole country and it's protected the entire population with minimal amount of people getting ill. It just couldn't be better. So I'm not sure why he says sadly here. Sero survey in African countries is about 80% positive and presumably rising all the time because we must be in an endemic situation. And this, of course, is giving rise to huge natural herd immunity. And as Mr. Gates correctly said, chances of severe disease dramatically reduced because of the infection exposure, correct. And he's right in saying we didn't do a great job on therapeutics, and we could argue about that for a long time. So just slightly confused why he was sad. I'm not quite sure what he's referring to.